Hi, it's Ileana here. So today I will be talking about an interesting shaped asteroid that looks like a cigar, but it might be an interstellar alien spaceship. It's also been labeled a comet, so it will be studied further. So there's now an article out on it. Has an alien probe entered our solar system? Cigar-shaped interstellar comet Oumuamua is being investigated for signs of extraterrestrial technology. Astronomers are set to scan an alien comet for signs of extraterrestrial signals. The cigar-shaped object named Oumuamua sailed past Earth last month. The mysterious comet is the first interstellar object seen in the solar system. Now a team of alien hunting scientists, led by Russian billionaire Yuri Milner, is scanning the object for radio signals. So those are the cliff notes of what the article is about. And I'm going to read the article in its fullness. And it was published on December 11th, 2016 and updated on December the 12th, 2017. So that was yesterday. So it has some new updates here. Astronomers are set to scan an alien comet for signs of extraterrestrial technology. The cigar-shaped asteroid named Oumuamua by its discoverers sailed past Earth last month and is the first interstellar object seen in the solar system. A team of alien hunting scientists, led by a Russian billionaire named Yuri Milner, will scan the comet this week before it sails beyond the reach of Earth's telescopes. They say they are looking for radio signals, claiming the mysterious visitor could be an alien spaceship. So this is the cigar-shaped asteroid / comet, whatever their hypothesis is on it. Right now, it's the hypothesis is it's an unusually shaped asteroid or comet made up of reddish metallic type material. That's the hypothesis for now. And what the little headline underneath the picture is, astronomers have begun scanning an alien comet for signs of extraterrestrial technology. Researchers say they are looking for radio signals, claiming the mysterious visitor could be an alien spaceship. The alien hunting project will use the Green Bank Telescope in West Virginia for its investigation, with the campaign set to begin at 3:30 p.m. ET, 8 p.m. GMT on Wednesday. The telescope's sensitive equipment would take less than a minute to pick up something as faint as the radio waves from a smartphone, according to The Atlantic. Milner, the business mogul behind Breakthrough Listen, a 100 million, 75 million euro search for intelligent extraterrestrial life, received an email about the object last week from one of his chief scientists. So it's search for intelligent extraterrestrial life with the Green Bank Telescope in West Virginia. So that's what it's all about. They want to search for extraterrestrial life, and they want to probe this unusually shaped cigar comet or asteroid, because it's very unusual. Usually comets or asteroids are round shaped, or they could be sort of like a cucumber shape, but they're usually not so long and thin. This could actually be a ship or a probe. So it's very interesting because of the unusual shape. That's why they want to investigate it. The more I study this object, the more unusual it appears, making me wonder whether it might be an artificially made probe which was sent by an alien civilization. Professor Avi Loeb, the chair of Harvard's astronomy department and one of Milner's advisors on Breakthrough Listen, wrote in the email. Professor Loeb said, "The space rock's peculiar elongated shape is odd for a common space rock, but ideal for a ship flying between star systems." But ideal for a ship flying between star systems. So what this object could be is either a probe that's traveling through various star systems, studying planets, asteroids. So it could be an alien probe. It could be a spaceship that's either inhabited by astronauts on it, and they're probably in stasis if it is a spaceship. Everything is powered down and they're in space, in stasis, drifting out in space. And they're using the sun in various solar systems as a slingshot to pass planetary orbits. So because they're drifting in space, and if they're in stasis, so everything is powered down. There's the electricity is off. So they're doing the slingshot method of passing by sun systems, and that launches them out into other solar systems from the solar system that they're drifting through. So it's very interesting how this kind of elongated spaceship, because it's cigar shaped, it's long and thin, it's the ideal shape for doing slingshots from one solar system to another and drifting to conserve energy if they're truly in stasis. So that's my hypothesis on this. Professor Loeb said, "The space rock's peculiar elongated shape is odd for a common space rock, but ideal for a ship flying between star systems." So again, very interesting. He kind of thinks the same thing as I'm thinking of, that the shape is perfect, the long elongated shape, cigar shape, is perfect for space travel. Breakthrough Listen has now announced the program will scan Oumuamua this week for signals of this week for signs of radio signals. So Breakthrough Listen has now announced the program will scan Oumuamua this week for signs of radio signals. So they're looking for radio signals. What if everything is powered down? And what if the extraterrestrials are indeed in stasis? My question is, will they still be able to pick up any radio signals if everything is powered down? That's my question. Because if they can't pick up any radio signals, then they'll think it's an asteroid or a comet, very unusual shape for it, but still, asteroid comet. So extraterrestrials do have the ability to mask their radio signals, other types of signals. So there is cloaking technology on advanced ships. Even if it's an ancient ship, it still has that capability. So they could mask any radio signals or other signals that they emit, even if they're not in stasis. But if they are in stasis, then everything is powered down, so these guys won't pick anything up. Maybe something is active, like some engines might be active on the spaceship, and it's emitting energy. So in some kind of a signal, so they might pick that up. If something is slightly active on the ship, some kind of technology, they'll pick it up. But this should be interesting. Researchers working on long-distance space transportation have previously suggested that a cigar or needle shape is the most likely architecture for an interstellar spacecraft, since this would minimize friction and damage from interstellar gas and dust, the research firm said in a statement. While a natural origin is more likely, There is currently no consensus on what that origin might have been, and Breakthrough Listen is well positioned to explore the possibility that Oumuamua could be an artifact, meaning it could be an ancient ship that's possibly abandoned and it's traveling through space. Something could have happened, it could be damaged, so is just drifting in space. It could be a probe, an extraterrestrial probe. Or it could be a ship that has extraterrestrials on it, but they're in stasis and they're traveling through space, drifting to conserve energy while they're reaching their destination, wherever that is on their long travels. The cigar-shaped object, named Oumuamua by its discoverers, sailed past Earth last month, and it is the first interstellar object seen in the solar system. Pictured is an artist's impression of the object top left and its trajectory through our star system, red arrow. So it's slingshotting itself. It's a slingshot method using our sun to drift past our solar system. And it's past Earth already. It's going to pass Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Mars, and then it's going to leave our solar system. So it says the sun's gravity acted like a slingshot, propelling the comet past Earth and towards the edge of the solar system. So slingshot effect using the sun's gravity. That's how it's working when it's powered down, if this truly is a ship. The object is now twice the distance between Earth and the sun from our planet. But even at this range, the Green Bank telescope can pick up the slightest signal. Milner and his team want to measure the object before it extends beyond the reach of Earthbound scanning equipment. The object will fly past Jupiter next year and will hurtle beyond Pluto by the 2020s. Whether it's artificial or not, we will definitely know more about this object, Milner told The Atlantic. And here's the little video of the drifting effect, of how it drifts and it tumbles and slingshots itself out of the solar system. It's an interesting little video. There it goes, flipping itself. Oumuamua, also known as Comet C-2017 U1, baffled scientists when it flew past Earth at breakneck speed in November. It was first spotted by a telescope in Hawaii on 18th October and was observed 34 separate times in the following week, traveling at 44 kilometers per second, 27 miles per second. The comet is headed away from the Earth and Sun on its way out of the solar system. The comet is up to 1/4 mile, 400 meters long, and highly elongated, perhaps 10 times as long as it is wide. That aspect ratio is greater than that of any asteroid or comet observed in our solar system to date. But the comet's slightly red hue, specifically pale pink and varying brightness, are remarkably similar to objects in our own solar system. So it is of metallic nature, which is interesting. And this dude, this bald guy, this is Yuri Milner, the Russian billionaire. A team of alien hunting scientists led by Russian billionaire Yuri Milner, file photo, is scanning the comet before it sails beyond the reach of Earth's telescopes. They say they are looking for alien radio signals, claiming the mysterious visitor could be an alien ship. And this is the breakthrough initiatives. So the Russians want to know something, and Yuri in particular. And for a Russian billionaire to give so much money to the Listen initiative, that means something. He believes that there's alien life out there, and he wants to find proof of that. He's using his own money to work with U.S. telescopes to actually make them better, to amplify them, to revamp the telescopes and build newer ones in Green Bank as well. So he's investing a lot of money in this project, to the Listen Initiative, to the Breakthrough Initiative, Listen Initiative. So it's very important to him. And if he's looking into this, then there's got to be something to this. While its elongated shape is unusual and may provide new clues as to how other star systems in the universe formed, the observations, part funded by NASA, suggested this unusual object had been wandering through the Milky Way unattached to any star system for hundreds of millions of years before its chance encounter with our star system. For decades, we've theorized that such interstellar objects are out there, and now for the first time we have direct evidence they exist, Thomas Zurbuchen, Associate Administrator for NASA's Science Mission Directorate in Washington, said in a statement in November. This history-making discovery is opening a new window to study formation of solar systems beyond our own. And here it's showing the trajectory of the comet, asteroid, or extraterrestrial alien spacecraft as it's being slingshot by the sun out of our solar system. The comet, called C-2017 UI, was spotted by a telescope in Hawaii on October the 18th and was then seen 34 separate times in the week after. Its path is illustrated in the NASA animation above. And it's called Oumuamua because it was discovered in Hawaii, and that name loosely translates as visitor or messenger, which is an interesting name of its own. Visitor or messenger. The star visitor, star messenger. That's the loose translation. So it's a very interesting article, and so they'll be studying Oumuamua for the next couple of weeks with the Green Bank telescopes. So it just makes me wonder why they've suddenly decided to say it could possibly be an alien craft of some sort. Why are they now announcing this? That scientists are actually going to be studying this craft. A couple of weeks ago, they weren't even interested in this. Yeah, there were articles that they spotted an unusual asteroid or comet, but there was no inference that it could be an alien spaceship of extraterrestrial technology. Now suddenly, bam, boom, Yuri Milner is interested in it, NASA is interested in it, so they're disclosing something. And it's been said that the secret space program, particularly Dark Fleet, that they have cigar-shaped craft, and that Solar Warden, another faction of the secret space program, also has cigar-shaped craft that are elongated, long and thin, and that these craft are carrier ships that could carry tons of cargo and crew and personnel, and they're often science vessels. So that's been mentioned about the secret space program factions, the Dark Fleet and Solar Warden having these kinds of spacecraft for long distance voyages out in space, especially for science vessels and cargo ships. The elongated shape of a cigar makes sense because you can carry a lot of crew, you can carry a lot of cargo, and you're protected from gas and from dust in space. Also, you're protected from comets and asteroids because you can maneuver the vessel quickly. It's designed specifically for good maneuverability out in space. That's why it's an ergonomic shape design for a vessel. So it makes sense. So the fact that the Green Bank telescopes picked this thing up and also the fact that it was first picked up by a telescope in Hawaii, that also makes sense. They want to study this thing. So it was first discovered in Hawaii by a telescope, and now the Green Bank telescope, it's been looking at it, but they're going to do closer lookups of it. They want to actually study it for radio signals. So that makes sense. Very interesting find. Will be interesting to see what they say, what it is. Probably they say, oh, it's nothing. We didn't find any radio signals. It's just an asteroid, a comet, very unusual shape, because everything is covered up. They need to seed our mass consciousness with this information, but they'll likely cover it up. They say we didn't discover anything. It is just an unusual metal rock. Very interesting, unusual, but it's a metal rock. But there is technology out there in the secret space programs that are cigar-shaped ships. There's images of them out there, renderings of images, which I will show as well, that I found. It's just images renders. It's not an actual picture, but it's the same shape as this cigar-shaped asteroid, comet, or extraterrestrial ship, whatever this thing is. So this looks to me like one of the long cigar ships that can possibly represent the render of the extraterrestrial alien craft that looks like the asteroid. So it's this image is very elongated. It has that similar shape, and it looks like it could be an ancient vessel traveling through space. So it's an interesting concept, representation of what the image could look like, of what is actually out there in space, of what the scientists think is an asteroid, comet, or alien spacecraft. This is my best guess of what the alien spacecraft would look like if it had that elongated shape, ergonomic shape of cigar. It's ideal to travel out in space in that shape. And here's a second render of it. On top, the lighter ship, and on the bottom, a darker ship. And it has various cargo bays, and it's huge. This ship has a lot of potential to carry crew and cargo, and to travel long distances in space for long periods of time, especially if it's this kind of a craft. And here's another image of the back of the ship where you could actually see the engines. So it has a potential to be an advanced ship from a civilization that's been traveling out in space for potentially millions of years or even billions. It could be an ancient craft that's abandoned, or it could be populated by crew that's in stasis currently. And this is one of the more popular Solar Warden type craft from the Secret Space Program, designed originally designed in Lockheed Martin original schematics, or in some underground bases, or this could have been built out on the moon or Mars even, or in some of the cloaked space orbital platform stations near Mars and Earth orbit. So this cigar shape is very popular in Solar Warden. This is a frigate type of a elongated trident-shaped ship, also very popular in the Dark Fleet, which is another Secret Space Program faction. And here's a closer up image of the frigate, again cigar shaped. And you can see its engines in the back, and this is a Trident class frigate, as well has this cigar shape, and it has that you can see in the left hand corner the symbol of the wings and the sword, sort of. That's actually a symbol for the secret space programs, or US 4's Special Operations Command military. So the wings and the sword sort of represent freedom of traveling in space. And this is an older style, cigar-shaped submarine type craft. So it looks like it was designed based on a submarine that's submersible underwater, except this craft is basically traveling out in the skyline, and it looks like it could go beyond that atmosphere of planetary orbit, because it has that old style school submarine look to it that the Germans used it during the Nazi time, during Germany Nazi time. They actually, what they did was they used submarines. They had classified submarines that were advanced, and based on those designs, it was modified to be spacecraft, spacefaring craft, which is very interesting because based on early Germany Nazi advanced submarines that traveled to Antarctica and created bases there in Antarctica, same kind of technology, anti-grav tech, was used to build these type of cigar-shaped submarine craft as well, with anti-gravity technology. And this is again typical of Solar Warden, elongated cigar-shaped craft that we're actually used to seeing in our skies during the day or night. There's photographs of such craft, and there's also the usual saucer craft, round-shaped craft, that's also popular. So this is Dark Fleet craft, one of the somewhat darker factions of the secret space program that actually operate outside of our solar system. So they have these elongated shaped cigar craft that are carrier ships that carry cargo, personnel. They're also science vessels, and they've built out these advanced cities, the Dark Fleet, outside of our solar system. So they've actually colonized planets, and they have their own cities and colonies out there with these cigar-shaped craft. So this is another Dark Fleet, or Notchwaffen as they call it in German, Dark Fleet. And again, it's an elongated cigar-shaped craft, and they're loading cargo onto the ship here in this render image. Now this is more of a typical Solar Warden cigar-shaped craft. Also, Mars Defense Force uses it. They've built them out on Mars, and it travels out in space, and it docks on some of the Mars orbital space station platforms to resupply the ship, either cargo or personnel. Also, this is one of the space stations that are cloaked around Mars or the Earth, or even the moon, near the moon. And this platform actually is movable, so it has engines and it can move around, decloak itself, cloak itself, park itself around another orbit of a planet, and be cloaked again. And it has some of the cigar-shaped craft coming in to dock at the space station platform. So that's very common in Solar Warden, Mars Defense Force, Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate as well. They've built cigar ships. So it's very prevalent. This shape of elongated cigar is very prevalent in the programs. This is actually a render of a future plane design that looks like a cigar spacecraft, and it's gonna go beyond the beyond what we now have in what airplanes fly. This is like a souped up jumbo jet, except it has a more elongated shape, and it has engines that are not wings anymore. You don't need wings on a jumbo jet of this advanced proportion. It has more of a cigar shape, and it could go at higher altitudes in Earth orbit. Like on the planet, it could go into higher altitude, more than what usual airplanes do these days. And it's silent. You won't hear it. So it'll be a silent type of a jumbo jet with advanced propulsion engines and a more ergonomic, elongated shape. So it can carry more passengers, crew, and even cargo. This was an interesting little image mock-up that I put together of the Trident class frigates, the elongated classic metallic cigar shape on the left hand side, the submarine craft, the in this on the right hand side is the frigate elongated cigar that the Dark Fleet uses, and also Solar Warden cigar shaped craft. So I put this in a nice little collage so you guys could see it. And again, this is more of the Dark Fleet ships. And you've seen these images, but I put it into a nice collage so it's easier to see it together, what it looks like. Because it shows you what this looks like and what's going on here. You can see the whole picture of what Dark Fleet looks like, of these ships being boarded, cargo loaded, how these ships, cigar-shaped ships, travel out in cities above the skyline, and the tall buildings that go into the clouds. So this is the Dark Fleet, how they build out their cities on the right-hand image, the bottom one. You can see that, and it has a lot of these cigar-shaped craft flying about with crew, personnel, passengers, cargo. They're pretty big ships, so they can load a lot of stuff into it. So I just wanted to show you these images so you can get an idea of what these cigar-shaped craft look like. And it gives more credence to the advanced extraterrestrial cigar-shaped craft that has been spotted by the telescope in Hawaii in October, and what the Green Bank telescopes will be studying. So it's quite possible that it's not really an asteroid, but a cigar-shaped ship that's masking itself as an asteroid. That's another possibility. So it can have cloaking technology, or it could be designed even to look like an asteroid, but it's a ship. It's probably a ship because those kinds of shapes, elongated type of shapes, don't usually come into our solar system. So this could be a point for disclosure of some sort. So I just wanted to show you examples of these cigar-shaped craft, because it's quite possible that asteroid Oumuamua is a advanced technological extraterrestrial craft from a civilization, and it's traveling out in space.